everyone, welcome to Equiluxe TV. What we're looking at today is the Equiluxe Shiraz. This particular model has been designed for large warm blood type horses, and we'll have a little bit of a look through. So one of the standout features of this particular model is the size of the bays. So the bays are 2.8 metres in length, and the width is about 850 mil wide. So it's designed for big, tall, broad horses. And once you actually get inside the float, you'll see the horses have got a huge sense of space. So on all of our angle loads, we have a neat little feature where we have our easy bands that attach onto each other and the side of the float. So when you open your bays up or you're loading your horse and the float's not on an even ground, your dividers aren't going to fly around everywhere. So this particular model has two large sliding windows. Standard height is 7'6", so huge amount of space for the horse. So with the larger horses that want a little bit of extra headroom, also with these longer bays, it allows the horse to get back a little bit. And with angle loads and on long trips, one of the problems with having big horses in short bays is they can't lower and raise their head, and that's vital for fluid clearance through their lungs. Otherwise you can end up with a dead horse. A standard feature on our angle loads is the dividers are all swingable and removable, and this feature was probably the feature that saved my own horse's life. So that's a feature that doesn't need to be paid for as an extra. This particular model has a television inside, but extra depth tack box. You can have your tack box configured however you'd like. This actual float is actually my float, so I've had a few floats now to know what I would like, but I've got self-closing drawers, fridge and microwave. Fridge and microwave isn't standard in this particular model, but there's certainly room for it, and your clothing cupboard with a hanger and mirror. And then you have a void area in this section here, which is where I normally put bandages or dirty gear. We have overhead cupboard space, which is really good to put your camping gear in. Standard in all of our floats is one safety camera. I've got one as an internal because I've got young horses, plus a rear-facing camera as an optional extra. And then we also have a full-length enclosed rug rack, so that just stops anything falling loose or dangling down onto the horse. Models is our semi-cured pimple grip rubber. It's really, really grippy even when it's wet. And with the angle loads we also include a urine strip, so this does stop if you've got a horse that does like to wee in his float. It stops any wee from going into your cupboards. Standard in the floats is 2 tie-up points, so one for your horse, one for a hay net if that's what you'd like. Standard across the range is a marine carpet on the roof. This serves a few purposes, one of which is to make the float a little bit quieter. It reduces that drumming noise, and also tends to keep the heat off the horse if you're travelling in hot conditions, or if you're sleeping in it overnight, keeps that feeling of condensation off you. Now with the Shiraz model, there is the choice of either drop-down windows or sliding. I've chosen sliding for my particular float. All of the windows in our Equiluxe floats all come standard with sliding windows and fly screen. All of the tie points are recessed and mounted quite high so the horse can't get legs caught. In terms of how you'd like your float to look aesthetically, this is a good example of a deluxe paint design, and you can come up with pretty much whatever paint design you'd like that works within your budget. The Equiluxe Shiraz has one, as standard, one external door to your tack box with however many bridle hooks you'd like. Also in all of the floats we have an in case of emergency sticker. Hopefully you're never in an accident, but if you do, or if you have been, you'll know how easy it is to panic. So if you've got a horse that's either panicking the float or is stuck or is injured, the last thing you should do is get in that float. And it's very easy to forget about the things that you should do. So in all of our floats, we've got this in case of emergency. Write your vet's number down. So hopefully you're seeing this all the time when you don't need to be in an emergency. And if you follow those steps, that's hopefully going to give you and your horse the best outcome for a good resolution. So this is just to give you a bit of an idea of the size of the float, because it's always hard to tell, you know, on a computer screen. This is Freddie. He's my 17-hand warmblood. He's about 700 kilos. So hopefully he just goes straight on, and I'll be able to show you what it all looks like. Oh boy. Come over. So if you're in the market for an angle load, but you've got large warmblood type horses, the Equiluxe Shiraz would be the best model in our range for those horses. With really roomy bays, it's ideal for the longer trips. And extra headroom makes for a really comfortable ride for these big horses. So if you'd like any more information, give us a call on 1300 335 628.